Um, I want to congratulate the guys in that locker room. Tonight was probably for us, it was a lot tougher than it might have looked, both mentally, physically, and then tactically for sure. Um, we came out and started very well. Felt like we deserved at least a goal in that opening 15 minutes, and it didn't come. A couple of the chances, it looked like it was harder to not, to miss than make, and unfortunately, that's how the game is sometimes. But this was an excellent game where we still dug in, and we played good soccer. We defended. We still had a couple mistakes here and there, but for us to get a 1-0 result like that, consecutive games where we're getting the results, I'm very proud of the guys in that locker room. Especially proud of our veteran leadership. Carlos Valdez, for sure, in the second half was huge. Brian Carroll, as always, just does everything. Does the work of 2 or 3 guys in there. So really happy for those guys.
John, you guys out of the playoff picture, some teams maybe would be down about that, but you guys are playing some of your best soccer of the season. Can you address that?
I mean, we're getting results, and we're playing good. Before, I think we were playing good, and we weren't getting the results. And that's what I think this team has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, because we want to prove to people that we can play well and get the results. And so, the guys in that room have a lot of pride. They have a lot of character. I said it on Wednesday night. I was so impressed with the character of that group of gentlemen in that room. And so I think when you have that, despite the fact that there's no playoffs on the horizon, they want to do a job for the fans and for themselves, for all of us.
John, can you talk about the play of Daniel tonight? It just seems like this was one of his best matches of the season. With his increased playing time, how do you think that's helped him going forward in terms of getting a starting role on this team more often?
Keon is a fantastic player. He's always been a fantastic player. But Keon, I think it showed in the last 2 games why everybody in that locker room and everybody on our coaching staff feel that way. 2 consecutive games, he's contributed in every possible way. He's a class soccer player. I mean, I watched him play in CONCACAF qualifying for Trinidad, and he was easily the best player on the field in so many of the games I watched. So I'm just happy for him and that he's doing it for us as well.
How much maturity and how big is it for McInerney to come back after missing a pretty good chance in the first half and capitalize in the second?
I mean, that's what goal scorers do. They got to forget about the last one, and they got to go right back at it. And Jack was unlucky not to be on the board early in that first half, and just told him, don't get your head down, just keep going after it, and he did. And I should mention that Keon's service all night on our set pieces was, we felt like we should have had a couple other, just missed one off of Gavi's head, or it actually never touched his head, but if probably would have, it would have been a one. So Keon was great service. Jack getting that goal was huge.
The second time this season, the third time ever that you beat New England because of a second half goal from Jack McInerney. You think that's maybe a mental edge you have over them now?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about that. I'm just happy that we did it. And Jack McInerney obviously has been really important to us in the last couple months. And it's great to see him scoring goals because, for this team, in the last couple games, he's done a huge amount of work. And it's in a tough position for him because we're asking him to do it by himself a little bit. So good reward for him and for all of the hard work the guys behind him did.
Has Jack done enough to demonstrate what he can do over the course of a 34-game season when he's the target guy or the regular, the starter, the striker?
I think he's at 7 goals now. So, I would say so. I think if you get 7 goals out of, effectively he's been on the field a little more, or a little less than, probably a little more than half the year. And that I think everybody knows that about Jack. So just glad he's keep doing it. I want to continue.
Is there anything more you need to see out of him, or has he shown that?
No, I've known Jack a long. I've known Jack a long time, and I think what you're seeing right now is a goal scorer's mentality. I think this is the third game in a row he's scored. By the way, that I can't remember that happening here before, where we get a guy scoring three consecutive games. So all of these things, are good indicators of what I think all of us known for a long time.
John, is it however frustrating for you though to not have those goals come early? Like you said, in the first half, the chances were aplenty to say the least, but no one really there to pounce on them and put them home.
Yeah.
Coach, how does that?
There was no warm and fuzzies at halftime. I'll say that. All right. But the guys understand that. If we go back to the stretch of games where we were playing well and we were giving up a goal late in half, we have tried very hard to just make sure all of us concentrate and make sure that doesn't happen going forward. And tonight was a good example of that. You need a little luck sometimes too, and we certainly had that tonight.
John, did you think that was Keon's best game of the season?
Yeah. Because I think he played both sides of the ball, with class. He was really good in possession and going forward. He got forward a lot. He joined the attack. His service, especially on set pieces, was excellent and consistent. But he did a lot of work to get back, and his intensity was right. I think that's been something that Keon, has struggled with a little bit, is the intensity of our league, and he's certainly stepping up in that regard.
On that 86th minute free kick, what was your thinking when you saw Zach come up with it? I mean, were you just happy for him, happy for you guys?
Yeah, I was just like, heart went a little quicker right there, and it was great that he was able to hold that save. That was huge for us.
You guys are 4-0 with the greatest Revolution all time. Is it just a good matchup, or is it just?
Yeah, it's a good matchup for sure. I'll take those numbers any day. Good. Thank you, guys.